Urgently needed food and supplies have poured into Gaza this week since the approval of a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. What does the humanitarian effort look like in the war-ravaged territory? We spoke with Abby Maxman, President and CEO of Oxfam America, the global movement of people working to end poverty and injustice through fighting inequality. They were founded in 1942, and their headquarters are here in Boston. Hello, Abby. Decidedly not joining us from Boston. You're in Vatican City. Why?
Well, thanks, Shagun. It's so good to be with you. I am meeting with my colleagues, peer leaders from some of the major humanitarian organizations operating around the world, and we are this week discussing Gaza and the recent ceasefire, but also a range of other crises around the world, some of the forgotten ones, but of course Gaza, Syria, Sudan, and others. We had the opportunity to meet with the Pope, given his own commitment around humanitarian action.
You have staff that has been in Gaza since the beginning of the conflict. What are they saying is the most pressing challenges for the Palestinian people right now?
Well, the needs are so many. Of course, Oxfam and our staff who have worked heroically before and through the entire crisis. Oxfam has been there since the 1950s, and our staff have worked heroically, providing aid over the course of the bombardment to over 1 million people. But in the meantime, we welcome the ceasefire. Our staff are relieved, they're excited and hopeful, but they're also worried because they have been experiencing the relentless bombing and bombardment, and many, if not most, have lost their homes. So they're experiencing and seeing a huge amount of need, food shortages, threats to their own families and communities, and the needs are huge. Food, medical supplies, shelter, water. People need everything, but they also need protection, safety, and security.
Where you are in Vatican City, meeting with a group of international humanitarian organizations, how are you all strategizing the best response, right? What are the major takeaways from the discussions that the world should expect to see?
Well, above all, we need this ceasefire not only to hold for the 42 days, but to become a permanent ceasefire. We are all agreed on how imperative that is because the needs are huge. We are grateful and relieved that trucks and aid is starting to come in at the beginning of the needs that we know are enormous, from water and sanitation, food, cash, and more. But we have to have a coordinated response. We need all parties to the conflict to uphold their commitments to ensure that the ceasefire becomes permanent. We're seeing and experiencing already, even while vital aid is still being restricted at times, because there are things called a dual use list, which is a long, unpublished, and inconsistently applied list of goods that Israel doesn't allow into Gaza for fear that they're used for other things, such as tent poles and temporary housing. But we need unfettered humanitarian access so our people can start recovering and ensuring that we can maximize the goods and services going in today.
Abby Maxman, President and CEO of Oxfam America, thank you for what you do, and thank you for joining us on Boston Globe today.
Thank you so much. A pleasure to be with you.
For daily access to Boston Globe Today, all segments and episodes are available on demand in the Boston Globe app by clicking Watch.